friends, I'm Jane and this is Fincate. Welcome. I took most of August off from filming anyway. Work in the garden carried on as usual, but I thought I would let you see just how the garden has fared through the month of August, when the heat has been pretty intense. Okay, starting just inside the gate. I've had a lot of chilies. This is a second flush. Don't ask me what type of chili. I haven't a clue. Hot one. I've had quite a number of yellow submarine tomatoes, and there's more coming. There's a pumpkin or a butternut squash over here that hasn't produced yet. All the rest have. We've had flowers. Male flowers. I don't think we've had any female flowers, but it's still going. Oh yeah, look, there's the start of one there. There one started and died. The cucumbers. Attacked by aphids again and ants. So much so that I've abandoned it. Fingers crossed so far. This one is aphid free. Padron peppers going red, which is the way I like them. We had a huge crop of peaches. Yeah, I'm sorry, the camera is wobbling around a bit, but that is a grasshopper, and he's responsible for making the peach tree look less than its best. Apart from a few leaves, he's not doing a huge amount of damage. The biggest damage was the chafer bugs earlier in the season. What can you do? You just have to keep picking them off. The sweet peppers are coming on really well. They're not growing as big as commercial sweet peppers that you get in the store, but considering since they've been put in, they've had an initial nettle foliar feed and they've had nothing else since, just water, and I'm really pleased. They're doing well. Now, these are plum tomatoes or pera tomatoes, and they've all had blossom end rot. Entirely my own fault. They're a bit too close together. Just not enough airflow. And there's more here doing exactly the same thing. Actually, these are slightly better, although that one's had a bug of some kind. The pumpkins, smaller this year than last year. Again, this is a feeding situation. But still, there's some quite large ones. I'm not disappointed. Aubergines. These ones here are pretty poor, but the main row of aubergines there, I've already harvested quite a few, and there's more coming, and they're doing really, really well. Melons, the melons did really poorly this year. This is a tiny one that was left. I shall chuck that to the hens at some point. Tomatoes. In spite of the fact that the tomatoes were not supported, were planted too close together, did not receive one single tomato feed, they've done phenomenally. The wind has blown the weight of the plant, and the tomatoes has made everything lie down, and I didn't lift it up. I started lifting them up to support them, but by the time I got around to do that, when I tried to lift them up, the branches were breaking off, so I just left them. And they look awful, but they've done really, really well. And as I keep reminding myself on a body positivity note, how they look is not important. The cherry tomatoes also were blown over to one side, flattened down by the wind and away to the branches, and likewise when I got round to trying to lift them up to support them, they started breaking, so again I've left them. A lot of the leaves shriveled up and died. We seem to be growing cats well enough. More peppers. These are padrons again, and chilies of some kind, which again I like mine red, not green. They're doing very well. The basil did well. I cut quite a bit not so long ago and made several packs of pesto for the freezer. Next year I think I will grow a great deal more because of course they don't grow in the winter. This is the sweet potato here. There are 3 plants there, and a bit further down another 3. They don't seem to be the same variety that I grew the year before. They just definitely don't look as good or the same. It takes a really long time to grow sweet potatoes, and last year, by this time last year, the vines were covering an entire bed. A lot of the herbs are doing very well, though the best time for my herbs is actually over winter and spring. They do suffer a bit in the summer, but I have concentrated them in this corner where they do get shaded by this giant olive tree. We've had some dreadful hot days. I mean, well over 40 degrees, but everything seems to have coped. However, do you remember I was growing, or at least I started, a cactus garden? The Finca Beautification project, well, that is still ongoing. The cactus, they're in full sun facing south, and there is actually a small wall behind them, so the heat is intense, and I'm not sure they're doing well, to be honest. I stuck a succulent in there in among them, and that most definitely has fared really badly from the sun. Let me show you. As you can see, I have set up a shade thing here. Again, once I realized that something was wrong, it's likely too late to do anything about it. But if I can get the camera in here and I'll show you the succulent, the tips of the leaves are actually burnt. So we have, instead of finca beautification, we have a really ugly shade situation going on. What's needed is a toldo or a canopy, a sunshade coming from the top of the veranda, just to shade that bit, because I did have plans to put more beds all along there to the end. My daughter gifted me some succulents from the Costa Tropical. I'm concerned that they just won't cope with the heat here unless I put them in shade. It's very much low on the list of priorities. There are always those moments when everything is wilting and the heat is intense and you kind of feel a bit despondent. But all in all, it's been a very successful season and I'm very pleased. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, tell your friends, share the video. Thank you so much for following along with us. Onward and upward. Bye now.